Hello friends, Sam and Graham doing TCGs yet again. Doing them slightly different this time. If you've been around for a while, you've known that I am a fan of Legion's Realms at War, a game produced by Future Lure Studios out of Canada. And they have a Kickstarter going right now. So I kind of just wanted to look at what's going on with the Kickstarter, kind of see where it's at, see what they're offering, give thoughts on some of the stuff on there, and kind of go along from there. So hopefully that'll be something that's kind of interesting and kind of get some attention for people who might be getting into it. There are all kinds of different levels for just the new set if you've been with it for a while, or if you're just wanting to give it a shot. There's some really good starter level products as well. So let's take a gander. Switch over there. Alright, so sure enough, Legion's Realms at War, Empire's on the Rise. That's the new set that will be coming out. That is the name of it. One of the interesting things about this is talking to Taylor Howe, the designer, the CEO of the company, all that jazz, is he's got so much lore built up for this, and it's really just kind of been a passion project from that perspective, and just kind of hearing some of what he had to say about that in person at the Siege series, the 5K a few months ago, was just really cool, and kind of just added to my. I already liked the cards. The cards looked cool in and of themselves, but also just looking at the product, the game, how the game works, and seeing how all of the lore kind of flowed into that is pretty fun. So it's been going for about a week, roughly a week right now. Still has 30 days left. I think I just saw about a 40-ish%, 41% I think was the actual number. So hey, solid progress so far. But I just wanted to bring some attention to it because it's something that I really enjoy. So glancing along here, it kind of goes through a lot of the basic history of the game. I won't read all of that. You are definitely welcome to do that. But talking about what's already released, things that I've kind of highlighted. I think I've opened some of everything else. The 2-player starter decks, the battle decks, the Ravage Lands booster boxes, the Bountiful Harvest boosters, the Frontiers blister set as well. Those are the main products that have already come up, and they just wanted to go Kickstarter after a full year and kind of see if they could get more eyes on it, which is a cool idea. So there's some of the art for the set coming up right on the top. You get the base idea. You get a whole set of new warlords, whole set of new guardians, new synergies, new realms, so one each for each of the different factions in the game. So then each faction will have 2 warlords, 2 guardians, plus there's a bounty realm, kind of a like a generic. It can be on any faction team. Synergies, there are a couple of synergies already, and Veil Realms, I think there are a couple of those. But we're getting whole new options, whole new ways of playing some of the different factions. Getting the rarity breakdown of all the stuff. They kind of jumbo sized it for kind of make this a more desirable product, I think. I think it was originally going to be smaller, but they made it bigger, gave us more cards. Some of them are alternate art versions of different cards. We got a bunch of Exalteds. They're making it easier to get some of the higher rarity cards, which is cool too. Some of the promo cards from the OP events are going to be in here, I believe, in a slightly different treatment. I think they were foil for the events, and they're going to be not foil here. I may be wrong on that, but I know there was something different there. And just some other different neat things that they're doing with it. There's definitely some, how to play videos out there from different folk. Lots and lots of gameplay. I see this all the time, and it's pretty cool. Different stuff from the events, print runs of the previous sets. All of the battle decks and Ravage lands are all out of print. You know, there were 1,000 of each deck, 1,600 boxes of Ravage lands. We got Bountiful Harvest, where they made about 4,000 of those boxes that were 5 packs each, plus a box topper. And then Frontiers was a little bit bigger, 4,200 boxes. And Empires on the Rise is, again, slightly larger. Planning for a cap at 30,000 boxes. So they're expanding. They're trying to get bigger, but they're not trying to get bigger in like a just crushingly, here's tons of product all the time, we're gonna pound that into stores. But they're definitely trying to expand. You get the pull rates for the different cards, extended art versions of cards, the season 1 cards, sketch cards, all the different stuff. The Renowns are going to be 1 in 6 packs, approximately 4 per box. That used to be 2. The Exalteds, I think that's roughly the same. I feel like that was roughly 1 per 2 boxes before. The Elysian Rare is that 1 in 30, which is a big ol' big hunt for that. I was really excited in one of my very first boxes of Frontiers to get Ophidian, one of the first Elysians that they did. I hope that I get so lucky with Empires on the Rise. But then there's some second edition reprint cards actually in this set that my understanding is that they're not numbered as part of this set, but they'll have a different coloring behind the realm sigil to kind of give the fact that, hey, this is a second edition print. So it's cool to see some of that too. Excited to see what is actually reprinted. If it's some of the ones I don't have, I have problems, so I'm gonna try and collect them anyway. Yeah, I'm just that gotta catch them all. Kind of the basic breakdown of the card. I won't dig into that. I've always loved the Legion color and rarity foil swoosh. The Legion affiliation crest, that's kind of what I was talking about. My understanding is that will have a different background for the second edition. But let's get on into like the Kickstarter itself. There are these Revolution cards that are brand new, that are the art on those. I just love the art treatment on all of them. Look really cool. Kind of taking your different warlord and showing, oh, who's causing some mischief now. So this is what I was talking about with some of the really good tiers. They have base level, like if you're just looking into the game and you've never seen it before, they've got each of the battle decks with a Vampire Baby Doom playmat, which is one of the top. It was the top one for a while, but it's one of the top chase cards from that Ravage Land set. So each of these 2-player battle decks, it comes with 2 playable decks. I think it's everything but a Guardian, which is optional for tournament play even. So it gives you, like this one is Hero versus Orc, so you get both of those decks. And then it comes with 2 booster packs, and then you get a playmat. So that's pretty sweet. So even if you want 2 playmats, snatch up 2 of these, or they're add-ons later on. So you've got all the different options for that. For each different deck, get the Doom playmat with each of them. Then there's this intro bundle. Hey, maybe you want all of them. So that's what they do here. You get 1 of each of those, and then 2 of these very limited print Decimaya playmats. So that way, you know, you've got 2 playmats right off the bat. You don't have to worry about doing that. You've got access to all the decks, 8 booster packs that come in these little packs, and then you've got the playmats to roll with. There are just so many different cool stuff, like the different levels, you know, 1 booster box and a promo. 3 booster boxes, 2 promos. And note that the numbers showing up here are Canadian dollars. When you actually start looking into it, it does show the adjusted values into US dollars as well, if you need to look at that. But it is about I want to say last time I looked, it was about a $1.30 Canadian to $1 US. It was in that ballpark. So you're looking at about you're looking at a pretty decent lower than this in USD if you're in the United States. There's the Exalted. You get a whole case plus some promos, and then you got the Elysian tier, the tricked out one. Where do you think I landed? Where you get the case, you get a life counter, you get some special stamped foils, you get some more promos, you get a couple of playmats here, which, good grief, that one looks awesome. That one looks pretty cool too, but that one is just legit to me. Then you've actually got LGS tiers too, for like a local store that's interested in checking this out, which I think this one's a fun one. LGS Renown, you know, you get a case of the new set, a box of out of print Ravage Lands, basically at least one box of everything. Then you get your Legion decks, basically enough to kind of get people interested and take a look. Plus, you know, get some organized play kits, more campaign playmats, all that jazz. You get another one that's more cases for the Exalted, still one here, but extra Frontiers and Bountiful Harvest. You get extras of the decks. So it's like, oh, this was cool. And that one also adds a custom scroll banner, which is cool. They have a bunch of different ones of those. And then, of course, the big one, multiple cases of Empires. Still just one box here, but a case of Frontiers, a case of Bountiful Harvest, more boxes of the decks, and kind of giving you an idea of some of the other banners too. There's Ophidian, I believe, hiding, just looking at the colors, but you get to choose 4 of them. There's an artist add-on for just some art series cards, gold-plated signatures, which that's one of the things that got me into this game in the first place. It made me want to try it out, was just the art here. But then just the add-ons, so you can add on battle decks, you know, obviously while supplies last. With the out of print limited nature of it, you can add more Empires boxes, more Empires cases, Frontiers, like basically all of the existing sets. Certainly Ravage Lands is out of print and it did have a tier earlier. I don't know if it is still. Let me actually look. I'm curious. If it is still available. They added a big ol' well, maybe it's down here. It's probably an add-on. But then you've got add-ons of all the playmats. Some of them are $20. I thought that one was really cool looking. So, you know, if you got one of those starters, you could add another playmat. This new Frostfall. Marianas, which is the Corsair of Despair. That's a new, like another deck coming this year that's going to be a fresh deck that you can play basically out of the box. Another, just such cool playmats. The Ophidian playmat, that's the art for that first Elysian that was released. Serenasada, that was kind of the chase Exalted from Bountiful Harvest. There's Baby Doom. You know, you got your spin counters, they got t-shirts. And then you got all the scroll banners, which some of these are just really cool looking. I love again, liking Ophidian's, that one's really neat. The Serenasada. I love the Angel one. Like, some of these are just awesome. This was what I was thinking. So they still have some of these available, it looks like. Last I knew, they had already gotten rid of a couple, so I wasn't sure if it was still available. A full case, 8 boxes of Ravage Lands out of print for as an add-on for 1600. Like, just all kinds of different options, and some really cool stretch goals that I'm really hoping that in the next 30 days we start getting to. I love all these cards. Play set of these foil rares, foil rares, foil rares, foil rares. These are all pretty cool looking. But then at a certain point you get this Creed foil, which looks pretty neat. Box toppers in each booster box. I love the sleeves, deck box, binder, and then just based on number of backers, there are some added promos and cards too. So all of that is kind of the idea. They've started, kind of alongside this, they started a online tournament league that is free to join. So if you pick some up and want to try and play on there, hit up their Discord, which is available through here. But that's the general gist of what I wanted to look at. There are a bunch of different people who have done their thoughts on it. Oh, and here's a handy chart kind of breaking down shipping as well, once everything kind of eventually comes through. But yeah, that is the breakdown of the Legions, Realms at War, Empires on the Rise Kickstarter. Just kind of, I hope that wasn't too super dry from my presentation, but I really kind of wanted to go over it. It's something for one of the things that I'm particularly interested in that's, kind of important to me. So I figured, hey, let's throw it out there. Hopefully somebody finds it as valuable as I found it interesting and exciting. That's always the trick, right? But yeah, so this is just something that I'm I've thrown my pledge in there, so I figured I would share the word a little bit more, see if I could find anybody else who may not know this was going on and might be interested. So that's all there is to that. I appreciate your time as always, even when I'm giving a little bit of a commercial. But this has been a fun game, and it's had some pretty cool experience to my life. So I just wanted to make sure I threw that out there, because hopefully somebody else finds some joy out of this game as well. I mean, that's ultimately what these games are for. Let's have a good time. Let's meet cool people. Let's have a great time talking to them. And that's been my experience with this game and this community. So throwing that out there, hoping that somebody might find it the same. In any case, thank you very much for your time. I really try not to take it for granted. I hope you find this valuable. And I really, really thank you for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.